welcome to Off the Map with Jelani. This is a very exciting time for me because I've never done anything like this before, but I wanted to open up my life, open up my experiences, and share them with you all through this YouTube channel. So please like, subscribe, follow, share with your friends and family if you want to learn more or you want to experience more about what I'm experiencing by going off the map. And the reason why I named it Off the Map because I think it's so important to diverge from where everybody else is going, right? When everybody's doing one thing, I like to do the other because what's popular is not always what's right. A lot of times people, you say you're going to do something like, are you insane? Are you crazy? Why would you do something like that? And then a couple years down the line, they could be like, wow, I should have did what Jelani did. I have those same regrets. My friend told me about Bitcoin in 2010. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm going to put some money onto a USB drive. And how am I going to take it to a bank? How am I going to buy anything? And look at it now. I potentially could have made hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars by doing something off the map, right? Something crazy back, consider what was, not so smart back in 2010. So that's what we're doing. We're going off the map. And as you can see in my background, I love to travel. These are all places I've been, all places I love to go. Dominican Republic, Colombia, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Trinidad, Tobago. I love going to these places, love traveling, love experiencing new culture. And you're going to be traveling with me. You're going to be going off the map with me, experiencing things with me. And through this YouTube channel, and hopefully I inspire you to do the same, to go off the map, to not do what everybody else is doing, to find your own path, make your own way. A lot of the biggest things that I've discovered about myself is through getting lost, is through trying new things and just wandering, right? Wandering off the map and in discovering things for myself, not just always doing what people tell you to do. And when you have those unique stories, when you have those unique experiences, you can offer a variety, a spice to life that is what it's all about, right? This life is not meant to be all serious all the time. You're meant to be playful and explorative. And that's what we're doing by going off the map. And it's so important to me, this concept of going off the map, mainly because we're in this age of Google Maps and Waze, right? Where we're prescribed a way to go. This is the best way to go. This is the fastest route. This is your opportunity, but everybody's taking that route. Everybody's going that way. And have you ever found yourself going to a place 1,000 times, but you still need a Google map or Waze to tell you how to get there? I mean, come on. I'm almost 40 years old, and I remember a time when we had paper maps. I remember a time we had to print out the map, to find our way to where we're going. And the directions were, if you went past the McDonald's, or if you passed 2 McDonald's, you've gone too far, right? Make sure you turn left after the first McDonald's. Things like that. Things like that you don't really hear anymore because everybody has their Google Maps and we're all going the same way. So that's why I created this channel. I hope you like what you're hearing. And just to share a story with you from one of my travels, Dominican Republic. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, born and raised. And if you heard of bipping is where, somebody breaks into your car and steals your stuff. And it's very common in the Bay Area. You can't have anything out. You can't have lotion, coins, anything of minuscule value can be seen as a target, and your car can get broken into in the Bay Area. And just recently experiencing a bipping incident in San Francisco at Baker Beach, I went to the Dominican Republic. And when I went to the Dominican Republic, I had some PTSD and I had my luggage in the car and I'm very worried. And I'm just like, oh man, my boy's like, let's stop at this beach real quick. And it's a really nice beach. Let's go. And I'm like, all right, man, Dominican Republic has great beaches. Gotta go, right? I don't want to miss this opportunity. So we go, the parking lot's a little far from the beach. And so my luggage is just kind of sitting out there. And it's a similar kind of SUV that I had got broken into in San Francisco. So I'm really like, okay, there's not that many people around. I'm like, hey, should we leave our luggage in the car? It could get broken into. And my friend, he's from the Dominican Republic. He's like, huh? What? Why would somebody break into the car just to steal your stuff? He was literally confused, baffled why someone would break into somebody's car to steal your stuff. And of course, it could happen in Dominican Republic. It can happen anywhere. But the fact that in his mind, it seemed like something like why would somebody do that? It made me just realize like, wow, we just have totally different experiences. Certain things that we have to worry about, certain things we don't worry about, it's just different, right? And we're going to expose these differences on this channel by going off the map. So remember to like, subscribe, follow, share with your friends. And that's just one of the stories one of the many stories that I plan to tell on this channel. You're going to get my musings about these type of experiences, things we have to worry about in the United States, things we don't have to worry about in the United States compared to the places that I'm traveling to, that you will be going along with me. Also, just the people, relationships, friendships, creating business outside of the United States, something that, investments and things that call your attention in order to be a part of. I also have a nonprofit. We do educational travel excursions for youth here in the Sacramento area. It's called Sankofa Learning Excursions. You can go to that channel too as well, Sankofa Learning Excursions, and see our documentary video about what we do there. And we're going off the map with that too, right? We're experiencing things that a history that's not always, or it's not taught at all. It's not taught at all in our history books. And it's something to be proud of, something that you can make a connection to with your culture here in the United States or anywhere in the world. A culture of resilience, a culture of freedom. And that's what we're doing. Go off the map with Jelani. And I hope to see you next time. And I usually sign off on my other Instagram channels with do your best and be your best. And just to explain why I say that because, today, just do your best. And that's the best you can be. But remember, if you have an opportunity to do better, because your best today should be better tomorrow, right? And so that's all you can ask of yourself. You may not be perfect at something today, but if you keep working at it, you keep doing your best, you will be your best. And so keep it going. Glad you're here. Let's go off the map together. And I hope you enjoy my channel. All right, y'all. Do your best and be your best.